anyways, that is not what today's video is about. It's not. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara. If you are new here, thanks so much for stopping by. If you are a returning subscriber, you already know I love you and I appreciate you for being a part of my tribe. So first of all, let's talk about my hair, because I feel like lately every time I've been doing a video, my hair is looking different, because I'm going through a little bit of an experimental phase with trying to figure out how I like to wear my hair, what makes me feel the most confident. A recent discovery that I have been trying to process and sit with is not necessarily liking to wear my natural curls, not because I don't like them, but because I feel like I look like I'm 12 when I wear my natural curls. When I do my twist outs and things like that, it just doesn't give what needs to be gave. And yeah, so I'm trying to figure out other ways to wear my hair. I got my hair silk pressed and curled on Wednesday, so about 3 days ago now. And I used these magic curl rollers that I got from Amazon to try to see if I could maintain the curls somewhat, and I'm not mad at the results. I didn't know that the curlers that came in the package were 2 different sizes, so I kind of used them very randomly, like no method to the madness. But I mean, the curls did hold. There's still body in my hair, and the curls are kind of falling. This morning when I took them out, they were like super tight, but they've kind of fallen throughout the day, which is nice. So I'm just gonna use them again tonight and see, now that I know kind of how to put them in my hair, hopefully I can kind of try to get my curls uniform somewhat. But you know what, I like this. So that's what's going on with my hair, and just with trying to figure out again what hairstyles I like. Typically, like I said, I've been going back and forth between braids and now, you know, getting into my natural hair and all of that. But anyways, that is not what today's video is about. It's not about my hair. The purpose of today's video is to help you understand how you can not only love others, but also yourself based on the 5 love languages. So before we even get started, what are the 5 love languages? Dr. Gary Chapman is the author of the 5 love languages, and it's a book based off of his experience as a marriage counselor. If you've never read the book, I highly recommend it. It's a really easy read. I'll make sure I link it down below. The main premise of the book is that everyone gives and receives love differently, including yourself. The 5 main love languages are physical touch, acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, and words of affirmation. Okay, so now that you know what the 5 love languages are, why are they even important? What's the purpose? Why do we need them? Discovering your own primary love language will not only help you understand yourself better, but it will help you teach others how to love you. They are important because they can help us be better and more effective communicators, and also strengthen our bonds with ourselves and others. Dr. Gary Chapman says, "Nothing has more potential for enhancing one's sense of well-being than effectively loving and being loved." And while we all may have a primary love language, or maybe even a primary 2 love languages, they are all important because we give and receive love through all of them. There's just one that resonates with us most. All right, so let's talk about discovering your primary language. Now, there are 3 different ways that I recommend doing this. The first one is asking yourself the following questions. What makes me feel most loved by my friends, my family, my partner, etc.? What have I most often requested of them? What do I desire above all else? Another way to examine what your love language is to think about what you typically do for others. So do you give gifts a lot? Do you give a lot of compliments? Generally, what we do is what we hope that others give back to us. And lastly, you can take the love languages quiz, which I will leave the link below. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, a series of questions to kind of help you see which love languages, kind of what order they are in. I've taken it twice at different time points in my life. It's probably time to take it again. It's really good to take it frequently to see how you're changing, how you're growing, and how you're evolving. At different seasons in your life, one love language may become more important than another. And so it's just always good. That's why I say it's important to know how to give and receive love through all 5 love languages, because they're all important. All right, so now that we've talked about what the 5 love languages are and how you can discover your primary love languages, let's now talk about how can you express those love languages to yourself as well as others. First up, let's talk about words of affirmation. Words of affirmation are verbal expressions of care and affection. Proverbs 18:21 says the power of the tongue has life and death, which means what you say matters. Your words matter, which is why it's so important that you speak life, not only when you're speaking to others, but also when you're speaking to yourself. Encouraging yourself through words can help you feel loved and appreciated, and it literally costs you nothing. My favorite way to practice words of affirmation for myself is through my morning journaling session. You all know I have talked about it before on my channel, but I absolutely love the 5-minute journal. It is an excellent way to start off my day, where I'm able to reflect on what I'm grateful for. I get to empower myself with a daily affirmation that I get to create based off of what I need for that day. And I also get to think about what my top priorities are going to be for the day to help me feel encouraged, stay motivated into the day, feeling focused and prepared. And so if you are looking for ways to practice words of affirmation, don't worry, I got you. Here are a few ideas to practice this love language. Write a love letter to yourself. Stick Post-it note affirmations around your space. Give yourself a pep talk in front of the mirror. Ask a friend to write you words of affirmation. These are just a few things that you can do to speak life into yourself, speak life into other people around. All right, so next up we're going to talk about gifts as a love language, and this one is my primary love language. I love gifts, and I actually feel like it has a lot to do with how I was raised. My mom's primary love language is gifts, and she was the mom that would give gifts for every single holiday, no matter how big, no matter how small, even to this day. So I grew up feeling loved through gifts, and it's now also I recognize how I love other people through gifts, both big and small. If I can help, if I can think about something that you shared with me months ago that you mentioned that you really wanted or you needed, and I remember, I'm going to try to get it for you, which is why I say I am an excellent gift giver. But I also think that this love language, there's a lot of misconceptions and assumptions that people with this primary love language are materialistic and they only care about the value of tangible items, and that's not true. That couldn't be further from the truth, because it's not the tangible item itself that matters. It's the thought behind it. It's the, I was thinking about you when I saw this, and so I got it for you. I also look at gifts as a way of celebrating all of life's little moments, which is why it doesn't always have to be big. It doesn't have to be all the time, but as a way to celebrate when you have reached a new goal, or you have accomplished something, or you have done something for the first time. It's a great way to reward yourself and acknowledge yourself and keep yourself encouraged along this journey we call life. My latest gift to myself has been my weekly flower arrangement trips at Trader Joe's. I have been trying to get myself fresh flowers every week or every other week, depending on how the flowers look. I have some right here in the frame and they actually still look good. I've had these for about 2 weeks and as you can see, like they still look pretty decent. But yes, I have been gifting myself with flowers because I think Chloe Bailey's new song, I love the song because of the message behind it. And it's, if I expect other people to do it for me, then I need to be doing it for myself as well. So something as little as flowers, like I cannot wait for my husband to bring me flowers, but guess what? I'm not going to wait for that day to come. I'm going to get myself flowers in the meantime because I like them and they bring me joy. So that's what it means when you are to be gifting yourself with something. And I remember when I was checking out in the Trader Joe's line with my flowers, the cashier was like, "Are these for you or are you buying them for somebody?" And I'm like, "No, they're for me." And she's like, "Good for you." And it just brought me back to the whole, you know, treat me how I treat me. Chloe Bailey, shout out to you, because I'm gonna do for me regardless, because I love myself and I deserve. And so I already have the bar here, you know what I mean? Like if I'm treating myself at this level, at this standard, I'm loving myself at this level, at this standard, guess what? I'm not gonna expect anything less from anybody else, from any other relationship in my life. I'm going to expect for you to do the same things that I'm doing for me. And this doesn't just go with gifts, this goes with how we love ourselves in general, which is why I wanted to make this video, because it's so important that for my single ladies, I'm talking to you right now, that you are not waiting to live life and to love yourself. You're not waiting for someone else to do those things. Now is the time to really discover yourself, to spend time with yourself, to understand how do you feel loved the best, which brings me to my next point, quality time. But really quick, let me give you all a couple other gift ideas that you can use to practice this love language with not only others, but yourself as well. Gift a subscription service, invest in a course because investing in yourself is important, purchase a handmade gift, buy a new plant, or give the gift of self, the gift of presence. Those are just a few ideas that you can use to honor this love language of gifts. Building on that last kind of example or that last idea of gift, which is the gift of presence, the gift of time, let's talk about quality time. Quality time is engaging in an activity with your full, undivided, uninterrupted attention. Now, I'm kind of bilingual when it comes to love languages because gifts and quality time are typically my top 2 love languages, like a point or 2 away from each other every single time I've taken the test. These 2 have come in the top 2. Quality time is about spending productive time with yourself. Now, I'm not saying that that means that you need to be checking off something off your to-do list or cleaning your space or running errands. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When I say quality time with yourself, I mean uninterrupted time with yourself, getting to know yourself better. Just as you would when you're spending time with your partner or your friend, really pay attention to what sparks your joy and what makes you happy when you're spending time alone. Y'all already know, going to the gym every single morning, that is my me time. I am very, very protective of my morning routine and my morning time. My coworkers know, do not schedule a meeting on my calendar before 9 a.m. Not because I'm asleep in the bed, but because I value really easing into my day. And part of that is going to the gym and taking care of my body. It allows me that is the time that I can focus on myself. My phone is typically on do not disturb. People are generally still asleep because it's early in the morning, so I'm not having to respond to text messages or phone calls or emails. Like, it's literally just time in my own world to do what I want. And I encourage you to have consistent, intentional quality time with yourself because you need it, you deserve it. Here are a few ideas to do just that. take a bubble bath, take yourself out to dinner, binge watch your favorite Netflix series, spend time doing a hobby you enjoy, take a solo trip. These are just a few ideas to help get you started if your self-love language is quality time. These are a few things that you can do with yourself, and also if you're wanting to spend quality time with someone else, you could also do these things with someone else as well. All right, so we are on our fourth love language, physical touch. This one is at the bottom of my list. It is consistently at the bottom of my list, and physical touch is physical expressions of love that reinforce your presence. If your self-love language is physical touch, this means that you feel at peace when you've done something for your physical body that helps you feel better and more relaxed. You feel loved when you are focused on your external health and well-being. Physical touch is also something that I practice consistently through my skincare routine and by taking time with my skincare routine. Really enjoying every single step, learning about ingredients and about products and about layering and how I can make the most out of my skincare routine, massaging the oil into my skin, giving myself steam treatments, masking treatments, okay? That is one way that I consistently reinforce my presence with myself, is through my skincare routine. I absolutely love it. I'm going to start sharing more about my skincare journey here in a few weeks. I actually am getting ready to go back to the dermatologist. I have not been in almost 2 years, almost since the pandemic started. I have not been back to the derm, and my skin, honestly, I feel like it has been regressing. I have really been having a lot of problems with it, and creating content and having acne, it makes me feel so self-conscious at times, and I'm always second guessing and just not feeling as confident as I want to in front of the camera. And so I'm going to be talking all about restarting my skincare journey and all that good stuff. But anyways, yes, my skincare routine is one of the latest ways that I continually show myself love. Here are a few other ideas to practice physical touch as a love language. Book yourself a massage, purchase something to cuddle in like a heated blanket, hug your family and friends more often when you see them, purchase yourself a bath bomb, go to a sexy class or workshop like Tantra. All right, y'all, so physical touch, this is a love language again. Like I said, it is my bottom love language, but it is something that I'm actively working on being better about, really just embracing my body more, loving my body more, and physical touch is a great way to kind of start that journey. Last but not least, let's talk about acts of service. Acts of service is doing something helpful or kind that eases the burden of responsibility. All right, now look, I am all about finding ways to make my life easier, and that could look like meal prepping at the beginning of the week, making a to-do list at the end of the day so that I'm feeling prepared for the following day. That could look like making my bed in the morning for an easier nighttime routine. Okay, there are endless ways to practice acts of service with yourself. A few weeks ago, I got a head start on spring cleaning and decided to declutter the kitchen. I went through all the cabinets, threw away expired food. I ended up rearranging some of the goods around, trying to find the best place to kind of store things. I kind of created a new wellness space where I'm able to grab all of my supplements and vitamins, and it looks so much better now. I'm so glad that I just spent one afternoon kind of getting the kitchen together, and I highly recommend, if you have not spring cleaned a space yet, just find a closet, find a corner of a room, and commit to decluttering that space. A couple other things that you can do to practice acts of service is meal prep for the week. You can plan for the week ahead. You can get your car washed. You can schedule any needed physical, dental, or mental health check-ins. And you could also complete something on your to-do list. All right, y'all, so there you have it, the 5 love languages and how you can express them to not only yourself, but these are all great ways where you can easily adapt them and they can help you express love to others in your life, your family, your friends, your significant other. Now it's your turn. If you are familiar with the 5 love languages, if you know what your love language is, or even if you haven't taken the test but you have an idea of what that is, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what your love language is, and let me know one thing that you're gonna do this week for yourself to show yourself love. Practicing all 5 love languages on yourself is a great way to be a better and more effective communicator in your relationship with other people, because again, as I said at the beginning of this video, everyone gives and receives love differently, and so it's going to be really important that you understand how everyone in your life prefers to be loved, and that you adapt your love language towards that person to be what that person receives best. And that's why it's important to be fluent in all 5. And the best way to become fluent in all 5 love languages is to practice on yourself. If you're not the best with words of affirmation, start with yourself. Start by giving yourself a compliment every single day. Start by writing one nice thing about yourself. If you're not the best with physical touch, start by giving yourself a hug. Start by taking time with your body care routine, with your skincare routine, and really massaging your body and making yourself feel present. That's why love languages is so important, especially love languages with yourself, because again, it can only help you be a better partner and a better friend, a better sister, a better brother, a better co-worker. Love languages and knowing how to effectively use them with yourself is the key to having healthy relationships with others. And with that, I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one.